okay, I was thinking, well, really, I was writing, right? Pen, paper, scribble, 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 that kind of stuff. And what I was writing about was something really nice. It was about sadness. That's actually not really that nice, but it was about emotions and holding space for them. You know, a lot of us were like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to cry, all of that stuff, all that stuff, all that stuff, right? But during Inside Out, y'all was beefing with sadness. And trust me, I was beefing with sadness too. She was pissing me off, right? But that's not what this video is about. This video is about actually holding space for yourself when you want to cry. Actually giving yourself permission to be vulnerable, to be human. I'm going to read a poem that I wrote the other day. No title. So let's begin. Poem. But sometimes it feels good to cry. I can't conceptualize villainizing this precipitation, the river of salt running down my face. There will be a glimmer in the aftermath, and the double knotted tension will have eased. The water has released them, given them proper respite. I feel, and that is nothing to be ashamed of. I'm so human, I cry when my words have failed me. I lean in without restriction. I am not weakened in the act. Rather, my vulnerability is humbling. I'm still soft despite the implications demanding I toughen up. As if it is treason, they coexist. A trailblazer with tears in her eyes, a warrior with a massive heart. My sensitivity is not a crime. My sensitivity signals when the conscious mind might deny, persuading me to peel the layers where I have not peered before. Is it not productive then to shed some? Even for just a moment, allow myself to access these hidden sentiments. They are calling for my attention, addressing by adhering to the momentum welling. It is not defeat. I have not forfeited, but it is a surrender for what I cannot intellectualize through, for what I cannot intellectualize through, for what logic cannot decipher, without an urgency to wipe away each stray. Exhaling, soon the rain will halt, and the sun shall reappear. Order returns, the cycle continues. So cry now, love. Cry when you have to, when it hurts, when it's an overwhelm of joy. You have every right to cry. So, that is my poem, right? What I'm talking about here, vulnerability and holding space for yourself and just allowing yourself to be human. You know, I don't know about you or y'all lives or anything like that, but I have the conscious knowing that I'm allowed to be sad, right? I have identified with those understandings and those principles that tell me it's okay to cry, but still in my mind there is something that fights the urge and tells me that I should only cry when it's necessary. I should only cry when, like, when I've held back all of my tears so much, like, now it's just pouring out of me. But the other day I was upset and I just sat there and I let the tears just come. I didn't have any words for what I was feeling. I didn't know how to properly form and articulate my emotions in that moment, right? The only thing that I had was my tears. And I just let myself cry. And how healing was that experience? Tremendously healing, that it inspired me to write this poem, literally. Like, because I realized I don't have to hold myself back. And that also I don't need to assign negative meanings towards emotions. They're literally just emotions. You know what I'm saying? Energy and emotion. And I feel like I'm able to move through this quicker when I just allow myself to be in it. Simply. When I'm not fighting it or going against the grain, when it's flowing through me in those ways. Like, you have to flow through me. Literally, you have to flow through. The only way out is through, right? So I sit and I'm patient, and I give myself enough grace. I give myself enough kindness and compassion, and I honor the fact that I'm human, that I'm literally human, that I'm not a robot, and that sometimes these feelings of mine get the best of me. But again, I give thanks for that. I give thanks that I'm still able to be in touch with my heart in that level that I can just cry. Like I said, it's a human phenomenon to cry. Our body does it naturally. We produce this. It's a natural response. I'm not going to restrict myself from this. Another thing I wanted to mention, and why crying to me feels so healthy and healing, or just allowing yourself to be present in your emotions, and why that's so healing, is, well, specifically for crying, right? As I mentioned before, salt water, right? In the poem, I said salt water. The beach is salt water, right? The ocean is salt water. When you go to the ocean, after your time there, you find yourself replenished, rejuvenated almost, maybe a little bit tired because the toxins are being drained out of your body, right? Because salt water has that cleansing ability. So if I'm crying salt water, right, in a way, I am literally cleansing myself. I'm literally almost giving myself like an emotional bath. But literally though, it is as healing as going to the beach, I feel, because it is the same substance. It is salt water. Salt water is known to clean, to cleanse. I mean, if you have piercings and stuff like that, nose piercings, they tell you to clean with salt water. If you have like an infection in your throat or stuff, they tell you to gargle with salt water, right? Because it's cleansing, it's healing, it replenishes you. So why would we ever decide or come to the conclusion that crying is inherently bad or negative or a waste of time, or hold back your tears? You don't want to let them see you cry. So what if they see me cry? So what if I'm crying? Like, I'm crying. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to allow myself to express that level of emotion in that style. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other emotions are warranted. We don't allow ourselves to really just accept sadness or defeat, disappointment, whatever it is that is under this umbrella that is causing these tears. Like I'm saying, you can be crying tears of joy, right? So my point here is that it's just what makes us us. And I feel like the more we allow ourselves, the more we give ourselves permission and accept this natural part of ourselves, the lighter we will feel, the more free we will feel, the more liberated we will feel. Because we will have come to this understanding that despite all the things that go on in the physical world, the material world, despite our status, despite everything, right, at our core, if you take away all of that, who are you? You're a human being. You're a human being. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter at what point, stage in your life you are. You're a human being. And sometimes humans, they cry. They cry. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if you're watching this and you feel like crying today, this is your sign to do it, to let it go, let it fall, let it drop. I promise you'll be able to move through it a lot more seamlessly because you're not restricting. I have a book here today. This book is Sister Outsider Audre Lorde. I've been reading this book for like 5 years now, but it's okay, guys, because sometimes things take time, right? This essay, I believe, it's called The Use of the Erotic Powder, which I'm telling you, this is great, but this is like literally it's the first sentence here. The erotic is a resource within each of us that lies in a deeply female and spiritual plane, firmly rooted in the power of our unexpressed and unrecognized feeling. Okay, so hold that thought. The erotic is a measure between the beginnings of our sense of self and the chaos of our strongest feelings. So the first quote that I brought is literally the first line of this text, right? Basically summarizes the entire point that Miss Audre Lorde is getting at, right? And those two quotes stand out to me because what this is drawn me to is the fact that we can't mask these deep human natural senses, urges, all of that stuff, right? We cannot deny it because in that is a very brilliant intelligence that will guide us to our truths, our own intuitions, and our power, our creativity ultimately, right? Think about it. How can an artist truly create in their full capacity if they are blocking their emotions? When art and emotion kind of go hand in hand, right? Sensitivity is necessary, at least I believe, when it comes to making art, right? Because you are portraying a feeling, you are creating a story, you are whatever it is. Whatever it is, there needs to be a level of sensitivity, right? To allow your audience or your, not the consumer, but the receiver to be able to really tap into what it is that you are trying to demonstrate, right? And these two quotes to me illuminate that entirely, the importance of our sensitivity and how it is rooted in our power, our personal power, and how we've been conditioned to neglect that, how we've been conditioned to reject our personal power by masking it, hiding it, denouncing it, or neutralizing it, right? Like, for example, you're upset, you're angry. Well, let's consider anger, right? You're so angry that you're crying, or you're so frustrated that you're crying, right? Anger is a powerful action and can enact change, right? How much change has happened because people were simply fed up? If I ignored that, or if I made it significantly smaller than what it is, then the intensity, the charge that I have behind this anger will be minimized to nothing. Then nothing will get done. Whatever it is that I was furious or angry about, this is situational, of course, but because I was dishonest about my feelings, because I ignored myself, plain and simple, because I ignored myself, now I missed the opportunity to create something, right? So this is why I say cry, 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 cry. You need to. Do not hold it back. Do not. Because you need that release. You need to release that tension. Don't try and make it make sense before you allow yourself to be like, hey, look, I'm upset. This is bothering me, right? Don't wait. Just cry. Cry. And if you need to work on changing your thoughts around crying and feeling your feelings, take the time to do that, because it's important that you build this relationship with yourself, right? Ultimately, this is a relationship of trust that you're building with yourself, because you're telling yourself, hey, I'm good. I'm safe enough. I feel safe enough within me to be in a vulnerable moment, to have vulnerable moments. And I feel safe enough to know that this is not the entirety of who I am. To me, that is a clear sense of security in the self. When you allow yourself to be present through your emotions, through your feeling, through the discomfort, right? Because what you're really communicating to yourself, like I said before, is I got you. I got you. How many times have people just like pushed through, right? Persevered, didn't let nothing sweat them, at least on the external, right? The moment something triggers them, they break down and then it's everything comes down. Literally everything that was pent up inside of them shatters, and they are in shambles. Why do you think that is? Because they never gave themselves the chance to cry, to sit with the emotion, to be there with it in that moment. That's why I said in my poem, don't be urgent to wipe it away either. I know we want to pick our ass back up and get back to whatever we want to do. We don't want to be sad. Sometimes you just need to be that. You just need to be that so you can move on to the next step. You need to be right where you are. And you need to still show yourself love. Still show yourself love. Even through all of that. Still show yourself love. And I promise you, you are showing yourself love by allowing yourself to cry. Because like I said, you will come back around. You will come back around. But you're going to feel so much better knowing that you are soft enough, strong enough, really, that you are strong enough to just cry. To just cry. To just cry. It's alright to cry. So, yeah, that's pretty much my word today. I'm going to get more into that erotic power. Like, I didn't dive too deep into that, but I'm telling you, honey, the deepest part of ourselves, the most powerful, the most transformative energy lies in those intense emotions that are often feared of, that you often might cower away from. Answer to those sensations, because there's great truth in them, great knowledge to be internalized, to be digested, and ultimately you will cultivate a stronger bond with yourself. And that is pretty much all that I'm saying here. Okay, so what's the message here, babe? Cry if you need to cry. Cry if you need to cry. There is nothing wrong with crying.